Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Forever coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model. Today I'll be doing a review on a JC Wings Vintage Air New Zealand Boeing 767-300 in the Lord of the Rings livery in a 1/200 scale model. I purchased this model from Troy's Toys, whose store is based in Overland Park, Kansas, and his website is www.troystoysinc.com. But first, allow me to share some information about the history of Air New Zealand and how they came into existence before I go into details of this model, if you would please. Air New Zealand was established as TEAL, better known as Tasman Empire Airways Limited, on April 26, 1940. Then in 1953, the Australian government purchased 50% of Tasman Empire Airways Limited, TEAL, while the remaining 50% was acquired by the New Zealand government. Then fast forward to 1961. That's when the New Zealand government purchased the Australian government's half share of the airline, and eventually Tasman Empire Airways Limited, TEAL, was eventually renamed on April 1st, 1965 to what has become known today as Air New Zealand. Air New Zealand is the national airline and the national flag carrier for the country of New Zealand, while the corporate headquarters of Air New Zealand is located in a building called the Hub, which is located approximately 12 miles from Auckland International Airport in the reclamation area of Wynyard Quarter that's located in central Auckland, New Zealand, while the airline's main hub and base of operations is located on the grounds of Auckland International Airport, which is located approximately 13 miles south of the Auckland city center near Mangere, a residential suburb in the southern part of Auckland, New Zealand. Air New Zealand also has operational hub located at Wellington International Airport located in Wellington, New Zealand, and Christchurch International Airport located in Christchurch, New Zealand. And Air New Zealand's focus cities are located at Sydney-Kingsford Smith Airport located in Sydney, Australia, and Los Angeles International Airport located in Los Angeles, California. Air New Zealand also currently flies to 52 destinations in 19 countries and territories across Asia, Europe, North America, South America, and Oceania, with the operating fleet of 55 aircraft, which consists of 30 Airbus A320s, 8 Boeing 767-200ERs, 7 Boeing 767-300ERs, and 10 Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft. And in addition to the 55 aircraft that currently operates in the Air New Zealand fleet, Air New Zealand also has unfulfilled orders for an additional 16 aircraft, which includes 9 Airbus A320neos new engine options, 4 Airbus A321neos new engine options, and 3 Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft. And those aircraft, as we speak, are currently on back order and are awaiting delivery. And as of November 2017, or at the time of this video review posting, Air New Zealand currently operates as a certified 4-star airline carrier according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine, and the Boeing customer code for Air New Zealand for this particular aircraft is 19. Now let's take a look at the front of the box here. You see the Ergon title. You see the two characters, Ergon and Arwen. I'll get into those two individuals in a minute. You see the slogan, Airline in the Middle Earth, as well as the New Zealand backdrop in the background. The computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the Air New Zealand title and its logo, the aircraft type, the Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King decal right there, and the 1/200 scale die-cast aircraft model at the lower part of the box. And now you're looking at the back of the box. Nothing much back there except the warning information you see here, right here. Now you're looking at the top of the box where you see the aircraft type, the Air New Zealand title and its logo, and the 1/200 scale die-cast aircraft model information there. And you're looking at the bottom of the box, the same information that I showed you at the top of the box earlier, okay? Now you're looking at this nice little customized model stand that came with the model. This is something JC Wings has been doing since 2013 up till recently. They did away with the plaques, sorry to tell you. But you see that black pattern right there, folks? That pattern will prevent your model from being damaged or scratched, resulting in paint loss or any other damage might happen on the aircraft model, okay? That's what that black pattern there is for. And then this nice little plaque here. You see the Air New Zealand title, the aircraft type, and the scale model information. Alright, with all that information out of the way about the history of Air New Zealand, all the details here on this customized box here, the model stand, and since there's no gear replacements, here is the model. Check it out. There it is. the JC Wing Vintage Air New Zealand Boeing 767-300 in the Lord of the Rings livery. Now let me share some information about the Air New Zealand Boeing 767-300 that they previously had up until this year, 2017, okay? Air New Zealand was a previous operator of the Boeing 767-300 Variant from 1991 to 2017 when it acquired its first Boeing 767-300 Jetliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number ZK-NCE on June 14, 1991, and acquired their last Boeing 767-300 Jetliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number ZK-NCO on August 31, 2000, as Air New Zealand at one time previously registered and operated as many as 12 of these iconic jetliners in their fleet. As Air New Zealand flew its last Boeing 767-300 revenue service flight on March 31, 2017, when it departed Sydney-Kingsford Smith Airport in Sydney, Australia, as Air New Zealand Flight NZ-108 and touched down at Auckland International Airport in Auckland, New Zealand just before midnight New Zealand time, and after 32 years of serving the Air New Zealand fleet. This aircraft was eventually replaced with the more fuel-efficient Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft, which made its debut on July 9, 2014, and has since become one of the airline's official flagship jetliners for the Auckland-based carrier. Now let's check out the specialized Lord of the Rings livery that's displayed here on this aircraft, if you would. In December 2002, Air New Zealand collaborated with New Line Cinema Films as it officially marked its position as the official airline to Middle Earth by decorating 4 of its planes with the Lord of the Rings livery applied as giant decals, as this aircraft, which bears the registration ship number ZK-NCG, was one of 4 aircraft to be painted in the specialized Lord of the Rings livery. The other 3 aircraft were a Boeing 747-400, which bears the registration ship number ZK-MBV, which was the first Boeing 747-400 to be painted in the specialized livery, another Boeing 747-400, which bears the registration ship number ZK-SUJ, and an Airbus A320-200, which bears the registration ship number ZK-OJA, was also painted in the Lord of the Rings livery. So, with all that information out the way, let's get down to business and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft model. Shall we? Let's roll. Now let's check out the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side of the aircraft. We started the lower part, the nose gears, the nose gear struts, the nose gear door featuring the partial registration ship number CG. You see the pitot tubes and the static ports right here, the nose cone, the cockpit windows, as well as the windshield wipers right there. I'll give you a better visual view of those later on in the review. But this little decal here you see displayed here between the cockpit windows and the L1 passenger door there, that is the Star Alliance decal, and Air New Zealand joined the Star Alliance on May 3rd, 1999, which consists of 27 airline members from 5 inhabited continents. And this alliance includes Air Canada, Lufthansa, SAS Scandinavian Airlines System, Thai Airways International, and United Airlines as the 5 founding members. Now you come over here, right below the windows here, on the port side, we see the Airline to Middle Earth slogan. Air New Zealand's home country, New Zealand, is where this so-called inhabited area called Middle Earth is located at, where the Lord of the Rings trilogy was mostly filmed at, while at the same time, Air New Zealand continues to promote the country of New Zealand as a tourist attraction destination with this unique slogan. Now you check out the New Zealand titles right there, displayed here on the upper part of the front part of the aircraft, as well as the inboard landing light right there you see displayed there on the edge of the wing. Okay, we're still on the port/left side of the aircraft, where you see the landing gears here on the port side, the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors there. But more importantly, this nice little engine here displayed here, featuring the engine cone there. These are the General Electric CF6-80C2B6 engine that was used on this particular Air New Zealand Boeing 767-300ER Jetliner aircraft. Now I'm going to turn the this model around, let you see the turbofan blades, and unlike most 6.7 models in the 1-to-1 scale, the turbofan do not spin. So I'm gonna let you see them anyway. Check it out. Okay, now you look at the front of the engines here. You see featuring the engine strike there. As I mentioned earlier, like most 6.7s in 1-to-1 scale, the turbofan blades on these models do not spin. That's the only downside on that. And there's the inboard landing light, as well as the landing gears here, the landing gear struts, and the landing gear doors there. Now you're looking at the engine on the starboard side, featuring the engine strikes. But I'm going to let you see the fan blades. They do not spin over here as well. And then there's the inboard landing light right here on the starboard side, as well as the landing gears here on the starboard side, the landing gear doors, and the struts. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here, where you see the cockpit windows. Got a better view. The windshield wipers, the nose cone, the nose gears right here. A little challenge with the tire there. I'll put that back on there in a minute. The nose gear struts, and inside there you see the nose gear lights right there, very detailed there inside the nose gear doors right there. So with that said, I'm going to take this back to the port side, because everyone's meant to schedule over there as well. Let's roll. Now you're looking at the edge of the wing here on the port side, featuring the red navigation light right there on the edge of the wing. Now we're at the center of the aircraft here, where you see the two characters that's displayed on the aircraft, featuring the Aragorn title right here. These are two of the main characters from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Aragorn, who is this individual here, who was played by legendary actor Viggo Mortensen, and Arwen, who was played by legendary actress Liv Tyler, who was happened to be this individual here. And if you don't know who Liv Tyler is, she is the daughter of legendary rock performer Aerosmith Steve Tyler. Okay. You also see the New Zealand background in the backdrop in the background. Sorry about that. Nice little mountains there. Okay, we're at the back of the aircraft on the port side. We'll start the lower part here, where you see the boat bin door right here. And right above the L2 passenger door, you see the Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King decal right there above that door. This was the third and final installment of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, following the Fellowship of the Ring and the Two Towers, which were released in theaters in 2001 and 2002 respectively, as the 2003 New Zealand/American epic high fantasy adventure film. Was produced, written, and directed by legendary director Peter Jackson, based on the second and third volumes of The Lord of the Rings that was written by J.R.R. Tolkien, as Air New Zealand was the official airline sponsor of this epic adventure film franchise. And then you see the Air New Zealand flag decal here by the door. And this flag decal represents the country where Air New Zealand currently operates from as the national flag carrier for the country of New Zealand. And then right below the flag decal, you see the registration ship number, ZK-NCE. Registration ship number ZK-NCE. This was the third of 12 Boeing 767-300ERs to enter the Air New Zealand fleet. And the first test flight on this aircraft took place on July 28, 1993, and was officially delivered to Air New Zealand on August 11, 1993. As this aircraft were added blended winglets in July 2009, and was eventually withdrawn from service on March 25, 2017, and was eventually stored up at Alice Springs Airport, located in Caroline, Northern Territory, Australia, and remained there until July 5, 2017, when this aircraft was sold to 30 West Airlines, which is currently operating it in its fleet as of November 2017. Alright, now we're at the back of the aircraft, still on the port side, where you see the Air New Zealand logo that's displayed here on that tail you see there. This is Air New Zealand's logo, which is called Maori Kuro, which is actually a fern plant that signifies new life, growth, strength, peace, and renewal. This is painted in a teal blue colored tail there as well. Okay. Now we're still at the back of the aircraft here, where you see the APU auxiliary power unit exhaust hole right here at the back of the aircraft here, which is very detailed there, as well as the entire rear view of the aircraft. Check it out. There. Now you're looking at the aircraft, the front part of the aircraft on the starboard side, where you see the nose gear struts, the nose gear door featuring the parcel registration ship number on there, CG, the pitot tubes and stag ports, what have you, the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, the Star Alliance decal, the front cargo container loading door, the Airline to Middle Earth slogan, and the Air New Zealand titles right there, as well as the inboard landing light right here on the edge of the wing here on the starboard side. Alright, now you're looking at the General Electric CF6 engines here with the little logo there on the edge of the engine there, the engine cone, as well as the landing gears here on the starboard side, the struts, as well as the landing gear door there. And you're looking at the Middle Earth backdrop, New Zealand, the Aragorn title, the two characters, Aragorn, who I mentioned earlier, is played by legendary actor Viggo Mortensen, and Auron, who is also played by legendary actress Liv Tyler. Alright. Now you're looking at the edge of the wings here on the starboard side, featuring the green navigation light displayed there on the edge of the wing there. Now we're at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side, and underneath the character Aragorn, who's played by Viggo Mortensen. You got a view of the rear cargo container loading door right there. You can barely see it, but it's there, very detailed there. The registration ship number, the New Zealand flag decal, the Lord of the Rings decal right there, as well as the Air New Zealand logo displayed here on this blue and teal tail here as well. Alright, before I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, which is the top part here, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this model here in detail here, allow me to show you one feature, which is the rolling gears. It rolls pretty good. Yeah, it rolls pretty good. It even tilts. Alright. The nose gear even swivels as well. Okay, you see there? Okay, so with that said, allow me to show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model. Let's check it out. Now, you're taking a look at the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft. You see here, you see the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows. You see the Star Alliance decal on both sides, the Air New Zealand titles on both sides, as well as the anti-collision beacon light displayed here. A high frequency antenna there. You'll see the ADF antennas in 3D that's painted in black and two little dots there. You see the Aragorn title on both sides there. You see the Lord of the Rings decal on both sides. See the tail here, the horizontal stabilizer there. But these two little lights on the edge of the horizontal stabilizer, you see there, as well as over here as well. Those are the illuminator lights that light up this tail here when it flies during nighttime. Now let's check out the wings here, folks. No wing walkway, but you got the flaps, slats, ailerons, and spoilers, what have you. You see the no-step warning information there, as well as the engine there. You come up here, you see the fuel dump valve and the edge of the wing. Check this out, folks. No wing walkway. You got the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. The no-step warning information, the engine, fuel dump valve, and the edge of the wing there. Now you're looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft, where it's mostly gray under here, partial that is, the nose cone, I don't know what that is there, the closed nose gear door, as well as the open nose gear door with the partial registration ship number on there, as well as the nose gear, another high frequency antenna there, another one there, anti-collision beacon light right there, the hole where the stand goes in at, a couple more antennas here and there. See the pressure relief valve right there, and that little deal there, that is called the tail skid. That will prevent the aircraft from being damaged or what have you, scratched when it takes off or land, what have you. And then there's the APU housing doors right there at the edge of the APU exhaust hole. The horizontal stabilizers there. Check out the gears here. The gears tilt, which is on point. The engines there. The registration ship number, as well as the fuel dump valve and the edge of the wing. Let's check out on this side here. The gears here, all right, on point, correct. The engines there. The fuel dump valve and the edge of the wing there. Now, since I showed you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, which was here, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model underneath, which is there in full detail. Now I'm going to put it on that nice little wooden stand that I showed you earlier prior to showing this model here, there. So with no further ado, here is the model on the stand. Check it out. Now you're looking at the Air New Zealand Boeing 767-300 in the Lord of the Rings livery in a takeoff landing position with the nice little livery intact. Now you're looking at the aircraft in a takeoff landing position at the front angle with the model on the stand here, the nice little custom model stand there. And you're looking at this model in a takeoff landing position on the starboard side. And finally, you're looking at this model in a tail cam angle. Beautiful. Okay, since there's no gear replacement for this model, I can just cut straight to the chase and go ahead and take this model to stand and go ahead and wrap up this model review with the seating configuration and where they previously utilized this aircraft on their routes from Auckland, New Zealand. Okay, let's roll. Alright, now let's talk about the seating configuration. Okay, the Air New Zealand Boeing 767-300ER seated 234 passengers in a two-class configured cabin layout. Here's the breakdown, folks, from rows 1 to 4, which will be from here to here. You have 24 business class flatbed seats, and rows 7 to 40, which will be from here all the way to the back of the aircraft. You have an additional 210 economy class suites, which brings a total of 234 seats. And finally, Air New Zealand previously utilized their Boeing 767-300ERs on routes from Auckland to worldwide destinations such as Opia, Honolulu, Melbourne, Nara, Perth, Sydney, Papeete, Tokyo Narita, and Osaka, Kansai. Well, folks, this will conclude this model review. I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting it. If you can find it, your only outside chance of getting this model, if you really want it, is probably through eBay. But other than that, most of the deals are pretty much sold out of this model because a lot of collectors have been waiting for this model like myself. So with that said, take care, God bless, stay tuned, there's more model content coming. Peace.